What's goody good, y'all? It's your boy, Neighborhood Kenny, on a rainy day in Virginia. Hoping everyone is having a great day out there, sending positive vibes and energy. Today's topic is about thyroid, specifically hypothyroidism, not hyperthyroidism, which is an overactivated thyroid, but basically an underactivated thyroid is what the subject of today is. And personally, I haven't gone through it myself, but my mother has had it, and she suffered from the cancer and basically got surgery and everything's cool. But I was called to come and help and assist her with her everydays and her diet and her lifestyle plans. So I got the call when I was in Europe traveling as a musician, and very important, of course, but this is what I do. This is basically my life calling. So I help people medically with alternative, holistic, natural remedies, resources of the earth. And so I, of course, happily but sadly came back to the States, and here I am helping her every single day with her diet and lifestyle changes, and everything's on the up and up. Her health is improving, weight gain, trying to stay off the pharmaceuticals as much as possible, even though of course the pharmaceuticals do help, but I feel like it's a last resort sort of thing. You push your health to the limits, and even though it is self regenerative and ameliorative, it still needs to be maintained. Your car still needs oil changed every so often. The body's the same thing, and I feel like, a lot of us, especially workaholic lifestyles, we're just this day and age, we just neglect ourselves, and we don't listen to the signals that our body is giving us, and we just put band-aid methods and just essentially ignore the root issues of our bodies, our vessels. And so it can lead to devastating things such as cancer, which is one of the number one leading cause of death in the world. So long story short, I've got 10, yes, count them, 10 helpful hints for y'all suffering from thyroid, specifically Hashimoto's disease. Okay? Welcome and hope you enjoy. Now, just to talk about Hashimoto's disease, Hashimoto's. Specifically, it's involving the thyroid gland. It is a butterfly-shaped organ located in your neck. It plays a key role in metabolism, bone health, and growth and development. So the three main hormones important for thyroid health are the TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, the T3 and the T4, the thyronine and thyroxine. Okay, so TSH, the first one, is controlled by the pituitary gland, a small peanut-sized gland near the base of your brain. When T3 and T4 levels are too low, TSH is released to produce more of these hormones. An imbalance between them may indicate thyroid issues. There are two main types: hypo and hyperthyroidism. And so hypo is basically when your thyroid doesn't produce enough thyroid, and usually associated with particular medications. See, people just glaze over that like it's nothing. Particular medications. Iodine deficiency, or the Hashimoto's thyroiditis, an autoimmune disorder which your body attacks healthy thyroid tissue. So let's see. Common symptoms of hypothyroidism include weight gain, fatigue, constipation, goiters, and dry skin. In contrast, hyperthyroidism is characterized by overproduction, which unfortunately I can't go over today. But maybe some of these remedies will help. I recommend, as always, do your own research. And disclaimer, I am not a medical doctor, but I am certified in alternative methods of healing, such as Reiki energy and physical therapy and stuff like that. So, and not to mention the track record of actual clients that I have had throughout the world, actually. So yeah, continuing on pregnancy, some women will notice that they become Hashimoto's after pregnancy or menopause or puberty or any period of rapid growth due to hormonal fluctuations. Focus on the hormones, right? that may have a provocatory influence on autoimmunity. All right, so here's an important quote. I took this from drrusso.com. In autoimmune diseases, biologic onset precedes the development of clinical symptoms, often by months or years. So what is this showing is that your antibodies will go high in months or years before you have symptoms. This is why you should be properly screened for Hashimoto's, okay? Now that we know what hypothyroidism is, we're going to get straight into the nitty-gritty, and that is the top 10 suggestions that I have that are naturally occurring from the earth that will help you to better health. Number 1, sea moss. Now, I recommend natural wildcrafted sea moss. However, you can get the pill form if you really have to. I will show in another video how to make natural sea moss and blend it and and ready for consumption. If you got to do the pills, and it is what it is, they're still natural. It's just dry form and basically, for long-term preservation. So sea moss, like other sea vegetables, is a naturally good source of iodine, a micronutrient necessary for thyroid health. And going hand in hand with that would be iodine. And what else has iodine besides iodine-rich foods? Specifically, I would say, sea kelp. So that's a good one. And of course, you could find sea kelp specifically with iodine in any natural health food store, or I don't want to pitch the main sites that obviously everybody goes to. So moving on, I'm going to recommend boron. Boron is a potent activator to the thyroid gland and helps enhance the secretion of the T3 hormone that we talked about earlier. Boron is huge because it basically helps hormone levels. And honestly, it's a great all-around supplement for bone building and general health, because actually I'm going to cover boron in another video because it's such a huge integral part of our health that we are actually lacking as a society, as a global population, maybe even adoption of more pesticides, and we're basically depleting ourselves of natural boron-rich foods, which is huge. And like I said, I'm going to cover that in another video. Yes. So we're going to go straight to number 4, which is bentonite clay. Bentonite clay is another essential nutrient that I feel like I am going to highlight in another video because it has many multiple uses. And basically, it's a product composed of ash taken from volcanoes. The clay is dried in the sun, filtered, and then sold commercially in the form of face masks, ointments, pastes, and hair treatments. It's also taken from evaporated lakes and waterways, and I believe there's another huge concentration in California and France and whatnot. So it's a great essential nutrient, I feel like, that we as a general whole are lacking, and it has many restorative properties. It's just great for absorbing toxins and whatnot. There was actually a study with mice and bentonite or montmorillonite clay, which is a place in France that it's from. Montmorillonite clay has been found to absorb certain thyroid hormones, T3 and T4, resulting in the alleviation of hyperthyroidism. The results suggest bentonite might potentially help people keep thyroid levels down, although the test has not been duplicated in humans as of yet. So, there's also another thing basically with these research and clinical studies that really don't favor medicines that actually work, because if these medicines actually worked, the return rate of the customers and purchasing of these products would basically die out, because you're going to help and heal everyone, so there's no money in that, right? So long story short, I know I said earlier that this is mainly about hypothyroidism, but this is definitely something I've been taking for years, and I do give it to my mother, and she's not feeling any negative effects. And like I said, every body is different. Every single body is different. By taking these, you're basically at a point where you feel like you have nowhere left to go. The pharmaceutical stuff is not working for you, and whatever you're trying now is not working for you. So honestly, I've just basically scoured the ends of the earth to find actual remedies that do produce results. and have huge restorative benefits. And bentonite clay is one of them, without a doubt. Moving on to number 5, selenium. Selenium has a role in metabolism and thyroid function and helps protect your body from damage caused by oxidative stress. What's more, selenium may help boost your immune system, slow age-related mental decline, and even reduce your risk of heart disease. So, as I said, with many of these, a lot of these essential nutrients are multi-punch packing, so they're definitely going to cover at least, a multitude of things, if not specifically one. And going along with selenium, I would like to recommend vitamin D, which is a great overall vitamin for your immune system in general, and basically it is known to help with autoimmune disorders specifically and strengthen that aspect. Now, moving on, we have number 6, and that's CBD. Of course, you can find this over the counter, and depending on the concentration of the CBD, I would really look into the actual potency of the CBD and doing your due diligence and research, not just on reviews, but sometimes you got to look at the negative reviews too and see what people are complaining about this product and seeing if there's common denominators and common complaints and whatnot, because actually a lot of these reviews online could be fake. CBD is a huge one. I recommend just trying to find your own. I might make another video actually on how to research. And so number 7, ashwagandha, KSM66. Now, ashwagandha is a powerful herb that I've just found recently in the past year or two, and it's also known as Indian ginseng or winter cherry. All right, so there was basically an 8-week study in 50 people with hypothyroidism found that taking 600 milligrams of ashwagandha root daily led to significant improvements in thyroid levels compared to taking a placebo. Those in the ashwagandha group showed significant increases in triiodine T3 and thyroxine T4 levels of 41.5% and 19.6% respectively. Furthermore, thyroid stimulating hormone TSH levels decreased by 17.5. So ashwagandha's cortisol lowering effects may be responsible. Chronic stress increases cortisol levels, leading to lower levels of T3 and 4. Ashwagandha appears to stimulate your endocrine system, boosting thyroid hormone levels by reducing cortisol. It's key. And in another 8-week study, adults with bipolar disorder were given ashwagandha. While 3 participants experienced increase in T4 levels, this study was limited. All right, so as I said about the research, there's just very minimal, but you have to take this upon yourself. You have to, at this point, you probably have no other options. And literally, these remedies are natural and of the earth. And so ashwagandha is a great one. I've come to really appreciate it, especially for the cortisol lowering effects. And specifically KSM66 I found was apparently for a little more activated lifestyle if you feel like the regular ashwagandha is a little too sedative. So if anything, moving on, we are on to number 8. This is another power essential nutrient, and is basically a spice, which is turmeric. Yes, turmeric, which is Gurkemaya in German, I believe. An amazing spice. Here, when combined with fenugreek fiber, can have a dramatic impact on the thyroid and the rest of the body. Helpful for reducing inflammation and providing plenty of antioxidant support. Turmeric is also antibacterial and antiviral, helping remove various heavy metals and toxins, as well as supporting the gut and liver. Definitely one of our favorites, yes. You got to be careful where you get it from, of course, all the sources. Please do your due diligence, DYOR, do your own research. Alrighty? Number 9, we got beets. Everybody loves beets. They're just a powerful vegetable, and I'm going to combine this number 9 suggestion with leafy greens and cruciferous vegetables and fiber, which is basically just part of a general health plan you should include. What can I say? Sliced beets, even raw, delicious. I mean, you don't even need to cook them, and they're great for juices and whatnot. Last but not least, we have number 10. Now, for number 10, it's a general suggestion, but basically involving the gut. there's a tremendous amount of immune cells in your intestinal lining. Remember, Hashimoto's is an autoimmune disorder, and basically we know that there's so many immune cells in the gut, and that anything in the gut can have a strong impact on your immune system. Actually, some studies have shown that over 20% of your immune system is actually contained in your gut. This is how things like diet, gut infections, and your gut microflora or probiotic balance has such a strong impact on autoimmune conditions. Even though the gut and thyroid are not proximal to one another, the gut influences your whole systemic immune system. And so it's a very important thing to look at, all right? So I'm going to sneak another suggestion in here because I really feel like it's very impactful, but it is going to be Reiki energy healing. So if you haven't experienced Reiki energy healing, I highly suggest you at least get some sort of a taste of it during these COVID times. You don't have to have contact with anyone, hovering over your body wherever the place of pain or disease is. And I totally recommend it. If you are in the DMV area, I do have services, at-home in-call services available if you want to contact me personally. Otherwise, Google it and try to find yourself a good one. Try to find one with a reputable, at least certified, at least level 2. I don't have to be a master or anything, but shoot, if anything, I totally recommend this practice. And that is actually my number 11 or 13, 14 suggestion. So I do hope that it does help. Alrighty, y'all. Now that was our video over Hashimoto's disease, aka hypothyroidism. So I do hope that you enjoyed it. I do hope this video was helpful to you. And if you please have a half a millisecond, help me out with that subscribe and like button. I do appreciate you. Please spread the word and knowledge. Health is wealth. This is Neighborhood Kenny signing out. Thank you very much.